back to the channel. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming Center. We are live and in living color on a pre-release Friday night. No, this isn't limited. You are seeing the description and the title correctly. We've got some modern action. We got Jake on Jeskai Wizards. He is 1-0. Against Dan on Azorius Control. Oh, baby. This is gonna be an awesome match. I can already tell you. That is a Tameo, and it is blinging, right? You can barely see what it is. But yeah, Jake gonna play a Tameo here on turn one. Dan gonna play Meticulous Archive off of his fetch, and he'll go to 19. This is going to be a barn burner. This is two sweet, sweet decks. Jake's got some spice, as he always does. But thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, check us out on Twitch. We stream each and every single Friday at 7 p.m. We do have just a ton of players here. We have 50 people playing in our pre-release right now. We've got about 25 or 30 players just playing Commander. And then, of course, we've got some modern action happening. These guys, we got 10 today, 10 players, and these guys are doing it live. So here we go. We are off to the races. This is going to be a fun match. You know, Jake obviously has the tempo game down, but can also play kind of a controlling game. But if Jake goes too long in the game, I'm afraid for him, Dan is going to be able to get this one. We'll see how things break, but this is going to be a fun match as Jake drops to 17. 17 all for both players. I'm excited for this matchup. What's up, River? Yeah, exactly. All of that foilness and doesn't have a token. Too funny. As we enter combat, we're going to rewind. All right, now we're going to attack. Trigger. Step. Jake's going to draw a card here off the clue generated by Tameo. The non-existent clue, right? And a pass back to Dan. Dan's just got infinite counterspells in his hand right now. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. If you are joining us, make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg if you're in the market for any of these cards. Maybe not all of them, but we've got most of them for sure. Actually, I think we probably have every card that I've seen play, at least in this round. So, got a Surveilski. Seven cards in Jake's hand. Jake's going to leave it on top. Going to move to combat. Ooh, okay. Solitude. Seems like trigger on the stack. Force of Negation on the Flame of Nor. We have ourselves an old-fashioned counterspell battle, baby. Love to see it. Wow, that was awesome. Tameo's going to flip. Draw 2 off the Flame of Nor. Tick up, so creatures will have -1, -0 whenever they attack a creature or a planeswalker next turn. I don't think Dan's going to be doing much attacking next turn, but... Ooh, here's the Teferi Time Raveler. Kind of a relic of Modern's past at this point. I hate to say it. I love Azorius Control, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite decks. But Azorius Control just can't really keep up with all the beef and the power of Modern Horizons 3 has brought to the table. Flage. Dan might be considering countering this here. Bolt, and Dan is going to counter the Bolt. Jake considered playing a counterspell, but no, you can't play counterspells with Teferi on the battlefield. Prismatic Ending going to take down the Tamiyo, and Jake going to draw a card at the end step off the clue. Prismatic Ending here. Counterspell for Dan. White bordered counterspells. I love it. I love the sauce from Dan. Snapcaster Mage. Target Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. And that will finally take down the Teferi that Dan's been protecting. Jake goes for his own. Oh, the bait is real. Wow. And the pass back. Dan's in dire straits here. He needs, I don't know, man. I don't know what he could have at this point to really catch up. Kahira. Play Kahira. We'll go to 14. Down to 12 off the shock. Kahira and Solitude gonna 4. Jeskai, or I'm sorry, Jake going to say, okay, I have ring protection. Jeskai control with a splash of wizards, yes, essentially. I will say though, if Dan can stop his early assault, this would have been a much different game. Bringing back Flage. Yep, and Dan down to 10. Jake up to 24. I must have missed some things. Prismatic Ending again. This time it will get exiled. Fetch down to 24, and Jake is in pretty good control. Dan's hellbent, doesn't have any cards in hand. Jake's got a 1 ring and some pressure in the way of Snapcaster Mage. Down to 21 off of the 1 ring. Arid Mesa. Snapcaster bashes in for 2. Another Tameo. Draw 3 cards. We're going to flip this Tameo right here, right now. Pretty good. Tick up to 4. Drain catcher. So the new card that Jake has there is a 1/3. Whenever with Vigilance, counterspell. Trigger here, gonna put a counter on it. Or 2 counters on it. Right, it's got Prowess and Vigilance. What a blue card. And then whenever it has 3, you can remove it. I believe to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Here's to Fairy. Snap, counterspell, Dan's gonna call it. Yep. That was pretty lopsided there, unfortunately for Dan. But yeah, thank y'all so much for joining us. Les Alex here for Impact Gaming. Again, we do have a packed house. I mean, this is probably one of the busiest Fridays we've had ever here. We've been in business since February, and it is absolutely insane. Let's kick it to the Impact Zone cam. We're going to kind of just look around here. This is only half of our play space, too. These are all just the Commander players. So it's actually insane. We've got 50 people playing in our Foundations pre-release. So actually just incredible. Thank you all so much. If you are in the area and you're here playing right now and you happen to stumble across this on YouTube, thank you all so much. It's just awesome how much the Metro East, St. Louis Metro East gaming community has embraced Impact in our short time here. But yeah, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. Blue eye control not as strong now. Yeah. Whoa. Look at that. Jake wearing an IGC shirt. Alrighty, let's kick it back here. Thank you all again. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering, TCG, and other tabletop gaming needs. Alrighty, we're going to kick it down to the battlefield now that these players are getting set for Game 2. Plaza was packed tonight. Hey, what's up, Benji? You're a local. That's awesome. Thank you for watching.
They changed how legality works, where cards are now legal the day the pre-releases. Perfect example was Microsoft Gardens became legal the night or the day that.
Alrighty. I'll kick it down to them. You guys can listen in on the convo.
And the guy who took it down, Amultine, was the only Amultine room player to have 4 Microsoft Gardens in his deck. And they changed up where you really like it works with it. So when the day the set comes out, if you open the card, play the card. It's not like that card's like a game record. The card's cute. I like it. Starts off.
All right, we're back. Dan gonna cycle Lauren Reveal to go get an island. Dan grabs a breeding pool. Surveil Jake gonna keep on top. Oh, you went across the street and traffic was wild? I assume I know you, or at least have met you then, Benji. I'm terrible with names, but... And a crack of the fetch there at the end of the turn. All right, let's see what Jake's got here. All right. That is a blindingly foil to Fairy Time Raveler. Does Dan have it? No. Oh, no. That's not good. If Dan doesn't have a way to interact with that right now. Yeah, that is not good. Historically, Teferi Time Raveler is an excellent card against Azorius control. A great tool, no doubt, for it. But, of course, Dan has a clean answer. Another Teferi. Does he have a force of negation, maybe? No. All right. Jake gonna uptick him. Oh, Dan's got a Teferi of his own. Jake looks like he's got a couple of one rings to rule them all. Flooded Strand, or I'm sorry, Windswept Heath for Dan. Teferi. Teferi's good, says Jake. Dan trying to decide whether he wants to up him or down tick him. I'd probably just down tick him. Get your card out of him. Doesn't do anything if you just uptick him. He elects to uptick, though. Man, Jake's got a shiny deck. Well, there you go. He would have died, so at least you would have got a card out of it, I suppose. Yeah. So you're 2 for 1 still, but Jake gonna draw a card with Teferi. Dan gonna fetch down to 15. 21. Surveil, gonna put the Flooded Strand to the bin. So does Dan have any counter magic? That's the thing here. Can't really let a one ring resolve. That's gonna be bad news bears for Dan. Arena of Glory. It's a very powerful new card from Modern Horizons 2. Works very favorable with Flage. Are we one ringing? What are we doing here? Are we flaging? Can we even flage? One ring.
Why you gotta be like that?
Dan says, why you gotta be like that?
Why you gotta be like that? I'm so sick of that. Why you gotta do that? Dirty. Okay, there's a good target.
All right, one ring protection. And Jake will pass back. Rafine's tower, pass back. Jake gonna draw a card on the end step. And he'll lose 1 life, down to 20. Mystic Gate. That's an oldie but a goodie. There's a Tameo, and Dan's just got nothing to say to any of this. Jake's got a Snapcaster Mage in his hand, too. Solitude in response to the draw 2. Counterspell. Good old-fashioned counterspell. Draw 2. Flip. And now we've got a Planeswalker and a One Ring. Advantage bar slammed in Jake's favor. All right, pass back. Temporary lockdown, gonna take down the Tameo. Jake shrugs and says, yeah. In step, Jake's got shenanigans. Lightning bolt. Down to 12. Snapcaster bolt. Bolt you again.
In response.
In response.
You play Cosmic Reaper.
Cosmic Rebirth. Oh, baby, that's spicy.
Is that what snap on the stack or?
That is with Lightning Bolt on the stack targeting me. You said bolt me. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, yeah, so this comes into play. And then I'll lose 3 and I gain 3, so it's good.
All right. Down to 18 goes Jake off of the One Ring. Dan looks like he's not having a good time right now. Sorry, buddy. One Ring's real good. Down to 15. Got to get those full art hallowed fountains there, Jake. What are we doing here? Full art foils. Probably figuring out a way to flage here. Oh.
Okay.
We're exerting. Gonna hit that counter spell instead of the lightning bolt.
Okay.
We're going to combat.
You wanted to hit me with your trigger, right? Because then I wouldn't die. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I'd be alive at 1. Okay, man.
Down to 1, and Dan's gonna call it there. Hey, congrats to Jake. He'll move to 2-0. Unfortunately for Dan, he's gonna drop to 1-1. Wow, that was magic. We were magicking there. Thank you all so much for watching us. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We've got, I believe, 2 more rounds, depending on how things break. But yeah, don't go anywhere. I'm Les Alex for Impact. Make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all your Magic the Gathering, TCG, and other tabletop gaming needs. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon and set it to all. Watch one of these videos. We appreciate you. I will see you all in the next one. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere because I got another backup match from a previous FNM. Thank you all so much, and I will catch y'all on a flippy flap.